Welcome back. This problem was taken from a CJML individual contest back in 2015. No calculators are allowed. Let's get started. The problem is the primes P1 and P2 are consecutive primes. Now, don't mistake that for being consecutive numbers. They're not exactly one number apart. We don't know exactly how far they are. All we know is that there exists no positive prime number that comes in between P1 and P2. And we're also given that P1 multiplied by P2 equals 8633. We want to find the ordered pair P1 and P2. Pause this video, give this problem a shot, and come back when you think you know the solution. Before I dive right into the solution, I'm going to give a hint, and the hint is begin by thinking of a range or a rough approximation for where P1 and P2 could possibly lie, and don't blindly guess and check. Let's try to make use of this first piece of information to kind of get a range of where P1 and P2 could potentially be. So the fact that P1 and P2 are consecutive primes means that they have to be pretty close. They're not exactly one number apart or two numbers apart. We don't know exactly how far they are, but they have to be pretty close enough, because if they weren't that close, then another prime number would have been between them and they wouldn't have been consecutive primes. So just to get a rough range of where P1 and P2 are, we're going to assume that P1 is about P2. Because of this approximation, I can now write P1 times P1 is about 8633. In other words, P1 squared is about 8633. Now, to get a rough answer for what P1 or P2 could possibly be around, we have to figure out the square root of 8633. Since we don't have a calculator, the best way to do this is to think about other perfect squares I know which are near 8633. Now, the first that comes to mind is 8100, and this equals 90 square. So this is another approximation I'm making, is that P1 is about 90. Remember, we don't want anything exact, we just want a rough range of where P1 and P2 could possibly be around. Now that we have a rough range, our rough range is that they have to be somewhere around 90, I'm going to list a few primes below 90 and a few primes above 90. Now, generally for Math League problems, it's good to just have popular prime numbers memorized, like all the ones less than 100. But in case you forgot, I just listed all the odd numbers from 81 to 103, so a little bit before 90 and a little bit after 90. And obviously evens can't be prime. So now I'm just going to go erase the ones that I know for a fact are divisible by 5 or 3. So 85 obviously doesn't work, 95 is not prime, so 81 doesn't work, 93 isn't prime, 99 isn't prime, and I know 91 is divisible by 7 just off the top of my head. Now we want to find out which two numbers, when multiplied, gives us 8,633. That's our goal. Let's look at the first pair we have, the first consecutive primes. It's 83 and 89. Now, let's multiply it out and see what we get. A trick is that if you see that 3 times 9, the ones digit of each number, when multiplied gives 27, that means the product will end in 7, but we want our product to end in 3. So we automatically know that 83 times 89, it's not going to work. So there's no point in continuing with the multiplication. Now, let's try our next possible pair. 89 times 97. Looking at the ones digit, 9 times 7 is 63. It does end with 3, so I'm going to finish the multiplication off. Now, as seen on the left here, when I multiplied 89 times 97, I did get 8,633, which is what we want. and 89 and 97 are consecutive primes, so our answer is the pair 89, 97.